exclusive National Herald documents accessed by Republic TV while the Sonia questioning is underway. And this is a mega news break by Republic that Shravan Sen, a senior editor, has accessed and got for us so far. And he will be analyzing and taking us through that in details of the probe so far. Now, this is pertaining to the probe in the National Herald case. And these are sensational details, viewers. Something that you do not want to miss. Sensational details which have now emerged from the Rahul questioning. Now, this is happening as, of course, the ED is questioning Sonia Gandhi. The ED probe, remember, pertains to the alleged financial irregularities the Congress-promoted Young Indian Private Limited, which owns the National Herald newspaper. The newspaper is published by the Associated Journals Limited and owned by the Young Indian Private Limited. And of course, we have been getting you all the details of this case so far. And remember, in June, Congress leader MP Rahul Gandhi was questioned in the National Herald case for 5 days. And right now, over to Shravan for those exclusive documents which have been accessed. Shravan, take us through.
Well, in fact, let me first take you with the first set of documents, which basically gives you a full idea of the role that is played, the alleged role played by Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi. Now, we are talking about two companies. One is Young Indian and the other is the Associated Journals. Now, let's take a look at what this document essentially says. It talks about how the Income Tax Department in its investigation has categorically pointed out that Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi have fraudulently taken over commercial immovable properties worth of more than 800 crore of the Associated Journals Limited by incorporating Young Indian, having a share capital of 5 lakh rupees, and by taking a hawala entry of 1 crore rupees from a shell company of Kolkata. Now, what is very surprising is the way in which this takeover has taken place. Now, what is it that the agencies are essentially stating? Let's begin with the Income Tax Department, then take a look at what the Central Bureau of Investigation had to say, and of course now what the Enforcement Directorate essentially has to point out. Now, they are essentially indicating in a fraudulent manner a company which goes by the name Young Indian was incorporated. The properties that were belonging to AJL were basically taken over. Now, AJL's properties, which I'll also put out in the other document in a short while from now, Shivangi, you'll get a better understanding of it. But clearly what has happened is that there has been this entire process of takeover of the commercial property of AJL was completed within 3 months from the date of incorporation, which means the properties belonging to AJL goes to Young Indian within just 3 months without paying any taxes and stamp duty. What does the Income Tax Department essentially do? The Income Tax Department has basically levied 249 crore rupees penalty. They believed a benefit of 414 crore rupees was accrued by the Gandhi family through this fraudulent transaction back in 2017, 27th December 2017. Now, thereafter, the Income Tax Department, the proceedings that have basically taken place, whether at all there was any relief from the courts, whether at all there was any relief from the appellate authority, it turns out no such relief was granted to the Gandhi families. Let's take a look at that. Income tax proceedings and assessment order was challenged twice. They were challenged twice by the Gandhi family before the Delhi High Court by way of writ petition. These writ petitions were dismissed. The order of the income tax authorities levying tax of 249 crore rupees has been confirmed by the appellate authority back in 2018. So here, even for those who are raising this question as to what are the charges, whether at all they've faced the scrutiny of the court, it does turn out that multiple petitions were basically filed by the Gandhi family which have been rejected, which goes on to indicate that some of the charges that have been leveled even by the Income Tax Department still stands. Take a look at this. Young Indian had once again challenged the order of the appellate authority. The second appeal was also once again taken off. The appellate authority confirmed the order of the assessing officer and held that there was a benefit of 395 crore rupees accrued to the Gandhi family as against the benefit determined. So it turns out that The income tax appellate authority says, what is the benefit? What is the benefit that has been accrued to the Gandhi family? It is about 395 crore, not even 414. So the only relief they have essentially got is 17 crore to the Gandhi family. Let's take a look at now the other details. Now, what is very important to indicate, I'll also ask our desk to, let's move to the other document. I'll ask my team also to put out the other documents in a short while from now. We'll go through the documents on the surface itself. Let's get the team to put the other document. Let's put the other document on the surface right now. And let's take a look at the second document. Let's take a look at the second document, which puts out the full details of the assessing authority. Now, as we put out the second set of documents, I'll just take you through what the Central Bureau of Investigation has found out in its investigation. So we are talking about these commercial properties of the AJL, which was fraudulently taken over by Young India. No tax was essentially paid. The CBI says that the Congress government in Haryana had illegally allotted an immovable property to the AJL, and accordingly the charge sheet has been filed against Bhupender Singh Hooda. The then Chief Minister, and ED has already attached the immovable property located at Panchkula under the PMLA Act. Let's take a look at now the second set of document which is ready. Now this document which will give you a full sense. Let's take a look at this document now. This is going to give you full details of the movement of the properties, how the properties were fraudulently taken over, what is the benefit that they have made, and then we'll also put out the set of details that are coming in terms of what exactly is the Enforcement Directorate looking at right now from the questioning of Sonia Gandhi. We'll go to that as the third set of breakings. This is our second set of breaking that we are bringing in to you right now. Now, this is what they are saying, that as early as in the beginning of the year 2008, it was decided to close down the business of printing and publishing newspaper by the AJL, the purpose being to use the commercial use of the business assets of AJL, commercial property located in posh areas of Delhi, Patna, Panchkula, Mumbai, Lucknow, and they were acquired by it from the central and the state governments for publishing newspaper at ridiculously low price. So what happens is that you've had the Congress government in power. At a lower rate, these properties are basically given. These properties are basically taken over. And now what is happening is that they wanted to use this further. Commercial use of these properties had enhanced its potential and value by way of enhanced fair market value. Acquisition of these properties to derive benefits embodied in these property by the assessee. Assessee here is Young Indian, was only possible by way of purchase of these properties by making payments of hundreds of crore to the AJL along with payment of substantial capital. Now just to simplify this for you, they wanted to use this. They wanted to use these commercial properties. How exactly would they have taken? So now they show that they have taken a loan of about 90 crore rupees, which we are going to come in a short while from now, and the movement that basically takes place. Young Indian basically incorporated with the shareholders, the same very shareholders who are AICC office bearers, and the names are Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, Motilal Vora, Oscar Fernandez. AJL at that point in time was Motilal Vora and Oscar Fernandez. They are the ones who have devised this entire scheme, and which the Income Tax Department is calling it artificial and fraudulent steps to take over AJL. Now, the main objective was to obtain the value benefits embodied in the business assets of AJL, not to pay any tax on business income of earning such benefit. They are saying that it is Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, Motilal Vora and Oscar Fernandez. They incorporated the company in 2010. Within 3 months, 99% of the shares allotted companies gets it in 2011, and the takeover of AJL begins. And what they are trying to show is they had a fraudulent transaction, purchase of non-existent loan of 90 crore rupees by the AICC to AJL, that too within 50 lakhs. Non-existent 90 crore was actually a book entry chosen in this manner. So it turns out this loan never existed. This loan never existed. These are non-existent loans, and they were shown There were Hawala entries that were taken in. In fact, I'm told that 1 crore is the accommodation entry from a Hawala entry operator based in Kolkata. Now, net, this is the entire charges that have been leveled. Now, let's put out the details that we've got in terms of the questioning of Sonia Gandhi. Why exactly has Sonia Gandhi been questioned? Sonia Gandhi is essentially being questioned about the shareholding pattern, because it turns out that at least about 38% of the shareholding pattern was with Sonia Gandhi. So which means the decision making of getting the commercial plots of the AJL through the Young Indian was perhaps taken by the office bearers. Simply going by this account, then Sonia Gandhi perhaps has also played a role. Rahul Gandhi so far has already denied, saying that all such financial matters, decisions were essentially taken by Motilal Vora, a person who's no longer alive, and secondly, there is no way to really corroborate the same. And that is the reason why it's going to be important to see what exactly does Sonia Gandhi has to tell the Enforcement Directorate.
Right. Shravan, also, we are seeing multiple details there and sensational details come out from that Rahul quizzing which has happened. Now, you were mentioning about Sonia Gandhi's quizzing as well. Take us to those details. Do we have any kind of details, exclusive details we have accessed on what we can expect today as well when it comes to Sonia Gandhi?
Well, in terms of the questioning, let's understand a couple of things. While we also stay with these documents that we have accessed, I'll make the reference with these documents in a short while from now once again. But what's very important to point out here is that number one, they're looking at who were making the decisions. Number two, who were essentially part of that decision-making committee. Number three, what is the shareholding pattern? Whether at all there was a large shareholding pattern with the Gandhi family itself. Appears to be about at least 38%. 38% happens to be the shareholding pattern. Now, if that's the case, then the question is that was this done in a fraudulent manner? The takeover was in a fraudulent manner, and with the objective that these commercial properties at prime locations, were they actually taken over in a fraudulent manner? That is exactly what they're looking at. And these are proceeds of crime that they are talking about. Proceeds of crime in terms of the money that we are saying, about 395 crore rupees. 395 crore rupees, which technically appears to be the proceeds of crime.
Right. All right, we also saw some other names also come in, or some leaders. You were speaking about that as well, Shravan. There are some other leaders, Congress leaders, who are involved in this. Could you please explain their role once again and how they are a part of this questioning which we are seeing happening by the ED?
Talk about the other Congress leaders. Some of them have already been questioned, Mallikarjun Kharge and Pawan Bansal. But why this part becomes very important in the document, where they say important office bearers of AICC, Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, Motilal Vora, Oscar Fernandez, and AJL, Motilal Vora, Oscar Fernandez. Now, these are the crucial characters as far as this so-called scheme is concerned, which obviously involved preordinate, artificial and fraudulent steps to take over AJL. Now, I'll quickly come over to this point, because this point will actually tell you what was going wrong or wherein lies the illegality. Now, take a look at this. They say that in order to ensure successful implementation of the scheme, when they say implementation of the scheme, it basically means the takeover, the properties that were supposed to be brought in, the properties that they were basically trying to take into their fold. Now, take a look at this. They are saying some of the shareholders and directors of the SSC company, the company here refers to Young Indian, who are members of the AICC, were also made office bearers of AJL. So in Young Indian as well as in AJL, you have the same office bearers. Office bearers of AICC are who? If you take a look at it, they are Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, Motilal Vora, Oscar Fernandez. So they're the same shareholders. They are the same people who are directors of the company. And all of this with the desired motive is to achieve smoothly within shortest period of time. So the incorporation happens within just about 3 months' time. the entire incorporation of the Young Indian, which started back in 2010, within 3 months it was completed by allotment of 99% of the shares of the AJL. So these are the leaders who are basically under the scanner. Now, of course, if you take a look at it, Motilal Vora as well as Oscar Fernandez, there was an attempt that was made by Rahul Gandhi to basically pass the buck on Motilal Vora.
Right. Shravan, exactly. That happened earlier when Rahul Gandhi tried to pass the buck on Motilal Vora. Thank you for getting us those details, Shravan. Shravan getting us sensational details emerging from the Rahul questioning and also from the National Herald case where the probe and the questioning continues. Now